being in the MTC. It's 9 weeks for us, and so I remember being like, wow. It was interesting that a lot of elders complained, oh my gosh, the MTC is the worst. This is so long. I can't handle the food. Now, that's kind of true with the food. It wasn't the best food, but I loved it. It was just, it was like literally like an army of God. It was so powerful. I loved singing with 1,500 missionaries, or I might have exaggerated that, however many there were in there, but it's just so powerful. And just every day, every person you're walking around with all have the same desire, purpose, and goal to just go and serve the Lord. And they're going all over the world. Where are you going? I'm going to Belize. I'm going to Argentina. I'm going to France. And you're just like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. We're going all over the world to just talk about Jesus Christ. I remember it was a really cool experience how my mission president got called, and they switch mission presidents every 3 years in July, the first week of July. And that's when I was in the MTC. And so our district were the first missionaries he met as a mission president in the MTC before he left. We're like, oh my gosh, he's coming. We sat in a room and he came in, and we're like, oh, President Nagano, nice to meet you. And it was really cool because we almost basically left at the same time. I think we left 2 weeks after him. But it was interesting to meet him before he had stepped into the field as well. Like we were both in training. For them, it's only, I think, 2 days or something, but it was really cool. And I remember that being such a powerful experience, meeting my mission president and just seeing just that light he had and realizing that those are going to be like my parents for the next 2 years. They were going to lead me, and they were going to hold the keys for the mission. And that's who I was going to lean on for revelation and guidance in my areas. And I remember being so excited. And then I remember as well is because during the mission presidents, when they come, the prophet and the apostles come as well. And because I sang in choir in high school, I got to sing in the special choir for them. And we walk in and sang in front of the apostles and facing the mission presidents. I remember our mission president and the wife just like waving at us and just saying we saw him. And anyway, it was just super exciting. But I will never forget the day getting on the plane to leave. Because I think the reason I was so excited to go in the MTC, like I wasn't nervous, because of the experience I'd gone through to get that conviction, I knew that's where I was supposed to be. And so excited. But also I think it's because I'm from Utah. I went to school at BYU. I drove to the temple past the MTC all the time. It was like I was still home. It wasn't really weird. The food is the same. Everything's the same. But all of a sudden getting on that bus to go and take the train up to the airport, was like, wow, this is real. And getting on that airplane and realizing I am leaving my home for 2 years, and I'm not going to see my family or my friends anymore, and that this is real. There's no going back, and that I had made a promise and had a conviction with the Lord that I was going to serve him for 2 years. And I won't lie to you, it was the longest 15-hour flight of my life. It was just, I think we had a layover in Portland, but then after that, I think I can't remember, I think it's just 12 hours. I think or like 13 hours, but, I cannot sleep on planes. And I just remember this isn't real. Like, this is going to be the longest thing ever. But it was really cool as well as they always kind of talk about, share the gospel on the plane. I remember being like, okay, but no. That is so weird, because you have to sit by them for the next 12 hours if it goes south, and that's like the worst. That'd be so embarrassing. Like, hi, I'm a missionary. Like, no. Like, okay, cool. And you sit there for 12 more hours. But we actually sat down and had a Filipino man to our left, really good English, spoke English very well, and he was actually going to the University of Arizona. And we saw him, and he kept glancing at us, and I said hi, and he's like, okay. And he actually asked a woman if he could switch seats so he could speak with us, and said, hey, okay, we have 12 hours. I need to know, what are you doing? It was really cool. My first real lesson, I pulled out my Book of Mormon, and me and my companion taught about the Book of Mormon, and he was very Christian. It was a really awesome experience. But I'll never forget touching down in Japan. I was so tired. It was just like a blur. Those first 2 days were a blur. I got to the mission field and got to the mission home, I should say. And I remember we all we slept in the mission home with all the other office elders, and the next morning woke up to meet our trainers. And I remember in the MTC, I'd always joked, I'm a good Japanese trainer, I can tell. I'm like, oh yeah, right, oh there you can. But we hit the, we go into the cultural hall, and that's where we get assigned our trainers. I remember looking, and there was like one Japanese trainer, and I go, he's gonna be my trainer. And everyone's like, okay, come on. I'm like, nah, he's gonna be my trainer. And then Elder Higashi went up, and your trainee is Elder Aiken. And I was like, I knew it. And I remember being so excited, but anxiety kind of immediately set in, as his English was not very good. And obviously I spoke no Japanese, even from the MTC. And I remember being like, wow, this is real. And him kind of speaking to me in Japanese. And I'm just like, this is not real. And I found out about my area. It was called Nagaoka, this little branch, the furthest north away, like the furthest zone away from our mission home. And I remember we found out we had Tokyo Temple in our mission. I was really excited to go to the Tokyo Temple. This zone was the only zone not allowed to go to the temple because it was too far away. And so I remember we met with our trainers, and they go, okay, now we're going to do follow-up training with your trainers, except for you, Elder Aiken. And Elder Higashi was like, what? And like, well, you're so far away, you need to take the bus right now. And so we took like a 4 or 5 hour bus, and then we took a 20-minute bus, and then a 2-hour train. And I remember we didn't get back to the apartment, I don't think, till like 11. And I was just wiped. We went to go do planning. This is probably pretty bad, but he's like, okay, let's plan. I just literally went right to my phone and just done. He's like, okay, maybe we'll plan in the morning. Because I was just like, I was so tired. And I remember it was like I hit the pillow and just woke up. It was the fastest night ever. But yeah, it was so crazy. I remember just laying there that morning. I'm in Japan, opening up our window. Well, the sun comes up at about 3:30, I swear. So it's hard to, you're like up, I swear, at 4:30, and then you kind of try to just like blind it out. But I remember just looking out the window at 6:30 in this little city in Japan by the west coast of Japan, being like, I am in Japan. And that was like my first thought.